So, hi everyone. Please let us know how you can hear us and see us in our chat, please. If everything is okay, we are going to start. We'll wait a few minutes, maybe 30 seconds or 1 minute, just to be sure that everything is okay. Okay. Hi, good. Okay, I guess everything is okay. So let's start. Well, hi everyone, and I'm glad to see you here today in our webinar. And my name is David, and I'm the head of ASO in Checkaso. And Sava, our marketing manager, has joined me today as well. So today we are going to talk about how to improve text ASO, how to make the process easier with our new text ASO editor. So let's start, and I'll pass my word to Sava.
Hi, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining us today. So let's see what we have in plans for today's webinar. First things first, we will discuss what the text optimization is and why it's important. Then we will cover main stages of text optimization, and we will show you how each of them works on a real case. And then we will show you the right way to track your ASO changes and results of these changes. In the very end of the webinar, we will answer all the questions you have about text optimization. So stay tuned and prepare them to ask them in the chat. So let's dive in. David, please tell us, what is text optimization?
Well, I guess nobody will argue with me if I say that text optimization is the most important part in the whole process of optimizing your app store page. Well, it's a major SO stage, and it contributes to your app to being indexed by new keywords, to improve your ranking, your visibility, to affect your explore traffic, and as a result, it will give you more downloads, more new users, and more revenue. But keep in mind that this is not a one-time process. It's ongoing process. For maximum performance, you should work on it constantly, and every time after every iteration, you should analyze your results every time, and as a result, and adjust your strategy accordingly. So
Thanks a lot, David. So let's see 5 main stages of what every iteration of text optimization consists of. Here are them 5 things you must do every time you're about to change your text on your app page. First, analyze the niche and your competitors. Then collect the semantic core, prioritize keywords inside this semantic core, compose text elements, and finally analyze results and adapt the strategy. So each of these steps, we will look at the real app one of you has sent us. And David, please tell us what the app is going to be.
yeah, somebody has sent us an app which is called Learn Hiragana and Katakana. It's about learning Japanese language, and today we're going to make an ASO, text ASO for this application in United States locale.
Awesome, thanks. So like we said, the first step is to analyze the market. To win the traffic, you want to know who are your competitors and how they do their business. This way, you can evaluate their optimization level, their strategies, the competitiveness of the whole niche, and specific keywords they use. The best part is that you can use these insights and results of this analysis for your optimization and win the market. So let's see how can you compare yourself with competitors. We will open the platform Checkaso that we with David and our team are doing. Here's the tab ASO index, and it has competitor analysis. So here you can see the main competitors that the platform selected for your app. They are using similar keywords and ranking by them. So it's important to track your field and know in which case and in which places you are weaker and you are stronger to outdown every one of them. So you can see how your title, subtitle, rating and reviews, and an overall rate are different. It's not all the factors that ASO index take into account, so there are a lot of them, but the main part is here. You can see that you are winning besides your competitors. To make even more detailed competitor, you can go to Analysis tab, open Comparative Analysis, and learn how your app is compared to your competitor. So you can add competitors if you want someone specific. For example, here we are suggesting you up to 20 competitors, or you can find them in the stores. Um, Once you edit a competitor, you can start comparing. You can even change app versions to see their changes. And yeah, find some insights where you can outdo them and win the market. For example, you can see that your competitor using keyword Japanese twice in title and subtitle, and David will soon tell you why it's not a great idea. So amazing. We now we have a brief appearance of the market and your competitors, and it's time to go into semantic order. Basically, it's the list of all the keywords you want your app to index by, and you can do it both ways, manually and automatically. Manual approach means that you open App Store and go there to find suggestions or search for recommended apps and find the keywords they use. You can also brainstorm ideas, for example, keywords your app can index by and make a list yourself. But it's completely free and it's awesome, but it's also very time consuming. So today we will focus on automatical approach. It's when you use specific tool to collect all the keywords in one place. And let's get back to the platform. Um, yeah, so we go to ASO tab, and here's keyword analysis. We will start with keyword welcome pack. It has 50 keywords your app is indexing by, and it's perfect foundation for your future semantic core. We can go even further with that. Yeah, so here it is. Learning all of that that's your very relevant for your app. We can go further and find keyword explorer. So these are all the keywords your app is indexing by in App Store, and you can find suggestions for each one of them here and see what App Store suggests you to add to your semantic core. And finally, proposed keywords. These are the keywords your competitors use and rankings by, but you are not. So make sure to analyze this list and add everything relevant for your app to your semantic core. Amazing. So at this point, you already have a semantic core, and now it's time to prioritize keywords inside of it. So you can see the graph here. It shows you query distribution in app stores. And we see that very few search queries are very popular, and usually they are most of the queries are not that popular. So it's about quantity and quality. And here are a few tips to prioritize your keywords. So first of all, seek relevance, popularity, and competitiveness in your keywords. If your app is new and has just been released, make sure to focus on low frequency, or how we call them, long tail keywords. It has less competition, but also less organic, but it's perfect for the start. So when you start growing and taking first positions in long tail keywords, you can consider to changing the focus to mid-frequency keywords and win the market. So one by one, step by step, you will get to the top keywords in your market. And also, we suggesting you to always remember that the most important part here is to focus on relevant keywords first. So branded keywords, it might be a good idea, but it's not always. If there is a choice between branded keywords and relevant keywords, but less popular, make sure to pick the second ones, because it's very good in long term. And yeah, so on this step, we prioritized every keyword in our semantic core. And it's time to do the fun part. It's time to compose text elements and prepare our app update. And David, please tell us all about composing text elements, as I know you master it.
Thank you, Sava. Well, before you start composing your text elements, you should take a look at this infographic where you can see the degree of influence of each text elements and the rank to have on the ranking day. And first of all, let's start with title. It's the first part of text optimization, and it's the main part because title is the most influenced part of your metadata. So try to use the most relevant, the most important for you keywords in this field. And then we go to subtitle, and it's available only in Apple App Store. So it's also very influenced, but not as much as your title. So in Google Play Market, we have the analog of subtitle. It's called short description, and it has 18 characters. So you can notice that in Google Play Market, in title and short description, we have 130 characters to fill. But in Apple App Store, in title and subtitle, we have only 60 characters to fill. And it's not very convenient for Apple App Store, but we have a good way to use more keywords because Apple App Store has keywords field, specific keywords field, where you can place different keywords. And the main thing is that you don't need, in Apple App Store, you don't need to use one word more than one time. It's enough to use one word only once. For example, if you want to track, you want to be ranked by keywords like games for children, games for babies, games for little kids, and so on. You just need only use the word game only one time in your field. It doesn't matter if it's title, subtitle, or keywords field. Use just only one time, and they will mix with each other and make different keywords and search queries. So let's go further, and we also have developer name, and it's not so influenced in both stores. In-app purchase in Apple App Store, it means that the title of in-app purchase. And we have a big part in Google Play, which is also indexed, but not in Apple App Store. We have 4,000 characters, so you can use different types of keywords and not only one time. You can even use them 2 or 3 times in your full description. So it's a great way to try to make your full description very big, and we use different types of keywords. So we have left developer mail, app URL, and reviews and text. These parts are also indexed in Google Play Market. But it's very important to understand the degree of influence of all these elements to place your keywords in the right way in this part. And also take into account that all the requirements for composing text elements of markets, avoiding spam, forbidden words, misinformation, etc. So I think now we can start working on text elements, start composing them. So we have completed all the steps that Saba were talking about, each of 5 steps, and we collected keywords in advance, and now we have 20 keywords that we are going to work with. So let's move to our platform. Just a few seconds. So here you can see on the screen our platform, and now we are going to move to ASO editor. So first of all, you can see here templates. What they creating automatically. So when you first time came to this section, you can see one template here, and you can rename it. For example, I rename it and called English US because we are going to make for United States our text elements. And you can also create another template, for example, clicking on this button. And now let's create, if you are making optimization for United States, you can also use Spanish Mexico locale. So we can write here, sorry, Spanish Mexico, and click create. And now we have third template. And let's go back to our first template. And for each text elements, you can see here, we have a separate window for title, subtitle, keywords, and you can enter text here. By default, you can see the current version of your metadata, which you can see in your app page in store. And if you want to start editing this, you can just delete everything by clicking the bottom erase here. Yes, delete. Or you can just start creating the current version, for example. So also you can see here tips which our virtual assistant API can give you while you are working with your text elements. For example, it can give you different tips how to improve your title or text elements, and also it will error you about your mistakes, warn you about your errors and mistakes if you made some. For example, let's try to duplicate the word learn. As you know, we don't need to use more than one time one word in Apple optimization. So here we can see that we doubled this word, and we see the tip, you repeat this keyword, learn keyword. So reusing keyword doesn't affect your app ranking and indexing. So we can also see the error about our characters. So we used 32 characters of 30, and here we can see that we exceeded the maximum allowed number of characters. So let's remove this word. Well, on the right side, you can see this window, and here you can find 50 welcome pack keywords that we prepared for you, keywords that we think are relevant for your app. So you can see here Japanese learning, and other relevant keywords because our app is about learning Japanese language. And you can add this current list of 50 keywords. And if you don't want to use these keywords, if you have already chosen for you, selected different types of keywords, and you have this list, you can add manually. Just clicking this button and paste here. Just a second, I want to go to my Google Doc and just copy our keywords that we have prepared for our app, and click the button add, and after a few seconds you will find them all in your table. Well, while it's loading, I can say about something about translation. If you are working, so here are our keywords. If you are working with different languages, for example, if you are making optimization for France and you don't know French language, you can just click the button translate, and all your search queries will translate. For example, we here use only English keywords, but let's add some another language. I will try the word jogos. It's Spanish and it means games in English. So let's try this keyword and look how it will translate. And we should wait just a few minutes, just 2 seconds, sorry. Yeah, here we can see jogos, the keyword, and its translation, it means games. So everything works okay. And I will delete these keywords and go further. So, well, let's try to work with text elements. We'll just select it keywords from our table and go to edit our title, subtitle, and keywords. So, and then I want to move to template 2. And here I've prepared new title, new subtitle for our app, and I wanted to say some words about this and why I did it this way. So you can click this button here, and you can see the current version of your app's title in store, and also for subtitle and full description. And you can see here that in the current version, we use learn hiragana and katakana. But if we take a look at our table with keywords, we can find different keywords with like Japanese, learn Japanese, Japanese learning, and they are also relevant for our app, but they are more popular in this case for our app. So I decided to put them in our title. So here we can see this title, How to Learn Japanese. And I also use the word grammar because it's also relevant. And these words, hiragana and katakana, I decided to put in our subtitle. And here we have hiragana and katakana learning. Also, I want you to notice that one time we write the word in our fields. For example, this word Japanese. You can see it underlined in our table with keywords. For example, let's remove from the title the word Japanese. And now, after a few seconds after updating, we can see that the word Japanese is not underlined blue in our table. So it's very convenient for you to see which keywords, which words you have already used and which words you haven't used yet. So now we see that Japanese word is not underlined here. And let's take it back. Yeah. And after a few seconds, you will find it underlined. And also we now have 29 characters in title, 28 characters in subtitle. And if you forgot, I want you to remember that there is a bug in Apple App Store now, and the last character of your subtitle is not indexed. And if your last word consists the last character, so the whole word won't be indexed in Apple App Store. So don't forget about it and use only 29 characters in your subtitle. And well, let's go further. When working, we created subtitle and title, and now if you take a look at our table, we can find some words that haven't used yet. So we can here see the word and free, writing, mind snacks, flashcards, and other words that we haven't used. So I decided to put them in our keyword fields. So I prepared it already in advance. So let's go and just copy all these words and place them in our keyword field. And now we have 98 characters in keywords. And we can also see here in our table that all words are underlined except the word free because we didn't use it. We don't have enough space for these words. And you can also notice that I used words like and, by, apps, and other words that Apple says that you don't need to use in your optimization because they are indexed anyway. But as for me, I prefer to use them, and I want you to tell why I think this way. First of all, if you have some really important and really relevant keywords for you and you want to be indexed by them in Apple App Store, it's better in your first iteration when you're preparing your new keywords to use all the words which your key search query consists. For example, if you want to be indexed by keyword hiragana and katakana, it's better for you to use the word and, but because sometimes it won't be indexed if you didn't use the word and. So you can use them in your first iteration, and after that, analyze the results. And if everything is okay, you want to start remove them from your keyword field or another field, and look how it will be working and analyze results after that. So I think I hope it's okay, and let's go further. So we can also here see when we finish with all indexing fields in Apple App Store, we can see the description. And since the description is not indexed in Apple App Store, you can now just write your full description with to make it clear and selling, to make your users and customers to make them understand what is your app about, and don't use too much keywords. And you can also see here API tips, different API tips. You can read them, and they will be interesting also. And if we are talking about Google Play, the logic of counting and filling the keywords is the same in Google Play. So if you want to optimize your text elements for Google Play, just do it the same way. And let's go. Oh, I'm sorry. Something went wrong. Just a few seconds. Yeah, is it okay? Yeah. Well, when you finish, when you've done with all your text elements, you can go to the top and see above the table this window where you can take a look at how much keywords did you use. We can see here used 80 keywords and total tracked keywords 20. And you can also see the search volume of your keywords and the count of keywords by search volume. And on the left side, you can see the quick summary of characters, count of characters in all your text elements. And once you're ready with all of this and you want to take a look how it will be on a real device, you just click the button preview, and just a few seconds. Yeah, we click the bottom preview, and now you can see your app with new metadata on a real device in Apple App Store. You can choose different templates if you've done different variations, different locales. You can choose different templates and compare with your current version in Apple App Store. You can also see app page and search result, and choose different type of devices. For example, iPhone X here we can see, and iPhone 5 will be like this. Yeah, and everything, when it's okay and you think that everything is done, you can just close this window, save your template, and copy your text elements, click in here, and go to Apple App Store, connect, and start updating your new metadata. And I think, oh, I didn't mention one more thing. If you take a look at this table of keywords, we can see this only a short view, but we also have another type of view. Just click the expand button, and you can see the whole table of keywords. In both cases, you can edit keywords, you can add them, you can delete them, you can group them, but in full version, you can see more details. You can look for suggestions, search results, total apps, ranking, and search volume also. So this is very convenient as for me. And let's close it and go back. And I think that's it for our ASO editor, and I'll pass the word to Sava.
Thanks a lot, David. That was really useful, and I hope our viewers will find good use to it. So yeah, like we said before, text optimization is an ongoing process full of tests and iterations, and it's important to analyze anything you do with it. Any activities is the only way you can build the full-on ASO strategy. And here are the 4 steps you need to do every time you plan an update of your app. First of all, analyze the current situation and set your goals. It will be the basis to compare your result of new iteration to learn, was it good or could it have been better? Then you should check the right metrics to evaluate the outcome of the iteration. We will get back to it in details in a few minutes. So third step, it wait for the representative data. So for each app is different. Some app can give you the data to work on and analyze in a week. Sometimes it can take months. It's up to you to decide when to stop and start a new iteration, but make sure that this data is represented and it shows you the real side of the things. So you can say, yes, it's how it's outdone and how it's not. So yeah, wait for the data. And finally, use the results of iteration and insight for your future updates, and always keep growing your app in app stores. So metrics to track when you updating your text optimization, they divide in external and internal. External are focused about position changes. Look how you just added keywords, and old ones perform after your update is out. Do they indexing correctly? Are their position are growing or falling? So make sure to check that and do some summary about it. And internal metrics to track are, you can see that they're on a slide. It's number of impressions and page views, number of installs, your revenue, your retention, and even duration of sessions. It might be confusing how to track and evaluate the effect of keywords in title, subtitle, and other metadata on your revenue, but it's important to see a full picture. If your app is great and you pick some relevant keywords and you're showing your app in the right place to your right audience, all of your metrics will grow accordingly. So make sure to look at all metrics you can to see how your app is doing after update is out and if your strategy is working. And one more thing about results and iterations and all of that is your competitors. Make sure that you track their activities, their updates, and always stay one step ahead of them, because you can just open their app pages or go to Checkaso and open competitive analysis and see how their app page is different from the previous version and see what goals are their settings. So yeah, remember all of that, and I'm sure your app will grow and succeed in app stores. So yeah, I think that's all for us today. We break down all the 5 steps of text optimization and show you on your app how to do them. And please, there will be a record you can use, and the text editor that David showed you is already out, so you can try it and use for your app and all other tools as well. And I think it's time for any questions. So please ask us any questions in chat and we will answer them shortly.
So thank you guys who joined us today, and I hope that it was interesting for you. And if you have some questions, you just can ask us, and I hope that we can try to answer it. And if we didn't mention something about text optimization, you can try to ask us. Well, I see some questions. Well, let's take a look at our YouTube channel chart. The first question is there a moment when I can finally stop working on text ASO? Can my semantic core be fully expanded? Well, I can try to answer this question. First of all, as we said earlier, ASO optimization, it doesn't matter about text or is it about graphic, it's ongoing process and you should do it every time trying to improve your rankings, trying to improve your semantic core, trying to improve your conversion rate, because there are a lot of apps which are indexed by thousands of keywords and it's not a finish for you. So the second question, can I use special symbols like dollar, slash, etc.? How do they affect the position at the App Store? Well, you can use it, but it's not it won't bring you some good result, because you don't need to use them, because Apple App Store doesn't affect your ranking with using such symbols. So don't waste your space in your keyword fields, in your title and subtitle, and don't try to use these symbols. Use only relevant keywords for you. So
And about
uh,
the first question, is your feeling that you've done with your text optimization? Remember about localization. If your app is fit for different locales, make sure to localize your app page and metadata for other languages to expand your audience and increase your traffic.
mhm. Well, the next question, how can I estimate how much traffic for a day, week, month will I get for key at some positions? For example, learn English. Key is in Australia, has 50 popularity, 25 competitors, and my position is 16. So it's very interesting questions. And now I think there is no way to really get the real information about how much traffic can you get. It depends on the keywords, it depends on your app, on your conversion rate, and other different other metrics. And now we are working for the new thing, which we'll call the impression, and we'll show uh, how many installs, how many impressions you can get in different countries and different keywords in Apple App Store. So stay tuned with us, and in the future, I hope we can show you this new instrument. Your text editor is really awesome. I have a couple of questions. Hope you can help me. Well, okay. Which element from in-app purchases is indexed in Apple App Store? The title. You have, as I remember, it's about 50 characters, but I'm not sure. It's better for you to check it in Apple support. You can find everything that you want to know about in-app purchases, about how to fill the fields, how to use keywords in your in-app purchase title and description. Can I advertise the app in search ads only with index keywords or not? No, you can advertise on different keywords, but they should be relevant. If you have an app which is about learning Japanese language and you want to advertise your app in by some casual game, you will spend a lot of money, and it's not a good idea. I think it's better to try to use only relevant keywords in your promotion and in your text metadata in App Store. Well, the next question, how long does it take to see the result of the change you make in title, short and long description in Google Play? Well, if we are talking about Apple App Store, it's easy because we have only, it takes only maybe 1, 2, sometimes 3 days. And after that, we can see all the results of ranking, new indexing keywords, or lost keywords. So in Google Play, it's not so easy because algorithms are different, and it takes I think it will take about 2-3 weeks. Sometimes it can take 1 week, but um, in our practice we can say that it will take about 2-3 weeks. Yeah. Okay, thank you for the answer. Thanks, David. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your questions. We hope that it was interesting for you, and I hope that you will use our new instrument, our new ASO editor, because it's really helpful. Because we try to create the new instrument for the ASO marketers to make their life easier, to make them feel comfortable, convenient with working on their optimization, text optimization.
David,
So
David,
yeah.
sorry for interrupting. You missed one question. So
Oh,
our viewers asks, how often should I make text ASO?
oh, I'm sorry. Well, about how often, I think that you should you should do it at least once in few months, and it depends on your results. If you made an optimization and you didn't get any good result, and you should do it one more time as soon as possible. But if you get a really good result, you can just try to analyze them, try to find some other parts of optimization, how to increase your ranking or how to increase your impressions and other things. So if you're doing good, it's enough. I think one time in 2-3 months. But if you're doing not so good and your optimization is poor, so try to start every time as soon as possible.
Awesome.
Okay, I think that's it for today. Thank you guys for joining us. We were very happy to talk with you. So thank you. Sava, you have something to add?
Yeah, I would like to thank every one of you who has been watching us. You can find all the links to the platform, our ASO blog, and other helpful links in the description. So make sure to check them out. And yeah, thanks. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them, our support team. Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys. See you soon. Stay tuned.
Bye.